Most people are trying to improve their life while feeding themselves garbage. Garbage food, garbage media, garbage conversation, garbage thoughts. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But you can't build a better life while feeding yourself the very things that are keeping you stuck. Garbage in, garbage out. If you're over 40, you've probably heard that saying. And most people think it applies to computers. I think it applies to life. If you stick around for a few minutes, I think I can prove it. We already understand this when it comes to food. If you eat junk constantly, and eventually your body tells the truth. Your energy drops, your motivation drops. You feel sluggish, tired, and worn down. That's not exactly a controversial statement. But what about everything else we consume? What happens when every news story is designed to make us angry? What happens when every conversation is about what's wrong, who's to blame, and why nothing can be done? And what happens when we spend hours consuming negativity, outrage, fear, and excuses? Do we really expect confidence, optimism, and action to come out of that? The fuel you put in determines the power that comes out. And if that's true, and I think we all know it is, then the opposite must also be true. Better inputs create better outputs. Better food, better information, better habits, better conversations, and better thoughts. Not overnight, not magically, but consistently. Day after day, little by little. And then one day, you realize you're thinking differently. You're acting differently, responding differently. The world didn't change, you did. Now look, I'm not sitting here pretending that I live on kale and spring water. I love a bacon cheeseburger as much as anybody. But I know this. When I eat better, I feel better. More energy, better focus, a better mood. The same thing happens with my mind. When I spend time learning, creating goals, focusing on the things that actually matter, I become a different person than when I'm wasting time by scrolling, worrying, and dwelling on things that I just can't control. So tell me something. When was the last time that a battle was won with low morale? When was the last time someone got promoted because they had a terrible attitude? And when was the last time a company became successful by treating its customers poorly? Yet many of us go through life angry, negative, worried, and closed off. And then we wonder, why the hell aren't things getting better? Now think about the people that you enjoy being around. Are they always complaining, constantly looking for reasons that things just didn't work out? Do they make everyone around them miserable? Probably not, because most of us are naturally drawn to people with purpose, enthusiasm, confidence, and positive energy. So why would we allow ourselves to become the kind of person that we ourselves wouldn't even want to spend time with? The truth is, we have more influence over our lives than we realize. Now, we don't control everything. Life will still knock us down. Bad things are still going to happen. But we have far more influence than we give ourselves credit for. The people we spend time with matter. The things we watch matter. The thoughts that we repeat in our heads day after day, those matter. And the habits we practice matter. Every one of them is an input, and those inputs eventually become our outputs. Now here's a funny little experiment. The next time that you're at a store or a restaurant or anywhere people are milling about, just stand there and stare at the ceiling or look up at the sky. Seriously. It won't take long before somebody else starts looking too, and then another, and then another. Because human beings influence each other far more than we realize. It's like one person in a room yawning. Now think about that for a minute. If curiosity spreads, what else spreads? Your attitude, enthusiasm, negativity, confidence, optimism. Good or bad, the energy that you bring into a room affects the people around you, and their energy affects you right back. There's a reason why we say someone is the life of the party, and there's a reason why we know exactly what a party pooper is. You impact the world around you, and it impacts you. Inputs become outputs, so choose your inputs carefully. Because whether we're talking about food, habits, relationships, or attitude, the rule never changes. Now before you go to bed tonight, ask yourself one question. What am I feeding myself every day that is keeping me stuck? Maybe it's the news, social media, maybe it's the negative people that you hang around. Maybe it's your own thoughts. Now find one source of garbage and remove it. Replace it with something better, step by step. Because whether we're talking about food, information, habits, relationships, or attitude, the rule never changes. Garbage in, garbage out. Until next time, forge your life.